Hello everyone and welcome back to another city building edition. Today we are building a city of the Holy Roman Empire, so we are going to explore all of the buildings, techs, wonders and eras for the Holy Roman Empire and also their special units. Let's get cracking with the normal start, some sheepies here and there. We are also this time close to the ocean, so we are also going to explore the docks. As always, we're starting out with a smaller cottages that we can have right next to the town center, so probably 2 of them for now, and then also 1 lumber mill right next to it. We're going to need to chop down some of these trees here as well. We are on an island, on a very small island at that. While we're still getting and slaughtering some of that sheep, let's go ahead and also build our very first windmill over there with the berry bushes. And of course, we should not forget about a decent gold mine right up here, so that we can also make some money out of it. Next on my list is the docks. Let's build them down here, because there's also some fish supply right across the ocean there. So right over there in this stream there we have a nice fish deposit as well. I just love these details there once again, so we do get some little cottages and fields around these houses there. And with that, we've also finished the docks. Well, not really much we can do yet in the pre-feudal age. The fishing boat is one of the very first ones. And the other one would be a transport ship to get the troops to other islands. A little bit later, the fishing boat is coming out and, well, it's doing what it's designed for, catching us some fish. We should not forget that we have some game up there, so let's also get us a mill. And we are starting to produce some hunters for that mill as well over there. Also, we now have the resources to finally advance to the next era. We have the Minework Palaces, the Holy Roman Empire and the Aachen Chapel available. Both of them are pretty good. The Prelate is one of the special units of the Holy Roman Empire that we can produce in the town center. And this one is healing friendly units. Much more important though, it can boost villagers or inspire them to greatly improve their gathering rate. Let's get us ahead and build 2 of them just for now. And while we do that, let's also get the Minework Palace on the way. This one acts as a blacksmith. Technology research here costs 25% less. The other one would increase the radius of prelates that are stationed in there to further inspire them, right? But let's get us this beautiful palace on the way right here in the city center. I might need some of my gold collecting troops as well. As we continue to chop down some wood, let's just have a look at the prelate doing his job. He's inspiring them, they get a golden glow and they can carry now 40% more stuff, thus reducing the time they need to collect something and also reduce the amount of walking distances they need. A little bit later, our beautiful palace is coming along, and with that we're finally entering the first real interesting era, that is the Feudal Age. As we can see, also our buildings are leveling up. While we continue with the construction of our first military buildings up there, we are also expanding our population, and I would like to have a small look at the Minework Palace, where we do have all our resources. So it's just acting as a blacksmith. We don't need to build the blacksmith now, and we do have some very basic resources for now that are for the Feudal Age that we can now research, and they're also much cheaper than if I would have researched them with the blacksmith. We also have a special technology for the Holy Roman Empire here. The marching drills increases the movement speed of infantry by 10%. Isn't that very nice? Because as the Holy Roman Empire, I usually like to focus on the men-at-arms and crossbowmen, and all of them are moving a bit faster, thus being better able to counter any incoming chivalry. Of course, I mean cavalry. And there we have it, the first horseman of the Holy Roman Empire. We also got the first archer and the spearman. But the spearman is nothing in comparison to what is coming out right now. That's the early man-at-arms. Once again, all of them can be upgraded to elite level, veteran and elite level with the next ages. And once again, the Holy Roman Empire also has some special abilities here. Like, for example, the riveted chainmail increases the melee armor of spearmen by +3. The heavy maces, men-at-arms will maces, increasing the bonus damage against heavy targets by +6, and also the two-handed weapons, men-at-arms will two-handed weapons, increasing the damage by +2. I especially love this one here. And there we have them, the special unit of the Holy Roman Empire, or well, not the special one, but the one that we can really boost pretty strongly there with the Roman Empire. since space is getting a bit tight in my little village, I need to chop down some more trees down here. The next forest needs to bite to dust. This one here is already, as we can see, moving away a bit from my village, thus making room for more space. More space is exactly what we need because we need to build the next landmark. We have the option once again to choose between two of them. The Burgrave Palace acts as a barracks that produces infantry 5 at a time, so similar to Age of Empires 3, for example, where you can produce them in stacks. And the Ragnitz Cathedral. Relics placed within the Ragnitz Cathedral generate 200% gold every minute. Holds 3 relics. So this one is really good, especially for your gold production. Let's build us the cathedral, and of course it wouldn't be a cathedral if it wouldn't be in the city center. So let's go ahead and place it right in there and build it. While this one is being built, what we can also just focus on right now is, while we're still in the Feudal Age, let's have a look at the specialized pick. We can, of course, once again, research now tech in the Feudal Age that is improving our economical situation. Or productivity and efficiency. We can also see right there, it's really small, but we can see it on the symbol. We have now 1 bar out of 3 bars for the specialized pick. That means we can still use this tech here 2 more times in the next eras, and that is very much advised. We can also do this for the windmill over there. The horticulture increases the village gathering rate by 15%. We also have the wheelbarrow, the carry capacity, definitely something that I would like to go for. And survival techniques is only really good if you want to have big hunting grounds. That is not really the case though, so let's not do that for now. I'm also going ahead and build some more fields right here at the end of my little village. Also, something now that we can do is the trade ship. I would like to build one of these right away. The trade ship we can send to trade or to markets, to coastal trading ports, and they will generate money for us. Similar to how the market caravans work, they work like that as well. We can also now have the galley as our first archer ship then available as well. And boom, there we have it. The Castle Age is upon us. Once again, the buildings upgrade, and once again, new tech becomes available. We also have this very beautiful monument right here in the center. The third thing that I would like to do with the cathedral is picking up those relics that we have and just place them with the prelate that we already built to boost our villages. Let's get those relics over there and collect them and get them to the cathedral. Unfortunately, I think we only have really 1 here. That is still fine though. It's being placed in here, and as we can see, is now producing gold for us, 100 per minute. That is very nice. With the Castle Age, we also unlock a new building, that is the monastery. So we do already have the prelate as the Holy Roman Empire specialty, so the monastery is not that important anymore, but we can still, of course, train monks and have more relics in there. So that is still a big bonus that this building provides, so let's just showcase it as well. Another very important one is the siege workshop. So with that, we can then finally get us cracking with some siege engines. Let's get the first ones right over there at the end of, or the edge of, my village. Just what a very beautiful building that is. It produces now the prelate for us. It also has some certain tax. This one is once again tax that every civilization has. The herbal medicine increases the healing rate of prelates by 100%. So they are called prelates with the Holy Roman Empire, not monks anymore. We have piety, increases the health of prelates, and relics placed in a monastery provide an income of 30 food, wood, and stone every minute in addition to the gold. Then we have the special tag for the Holy Roman Empire that belongs to the monastery. That is the Benediction. Inspires villagers construct 15% faster. We have the Devoutness. Inspired villagers gather resources 10% faster. And we have the Inspired Warriors. Prelates can inspire military units, improving their armor by +1 and damage by +15%. Now that is not so bad, but bear in mind you always need to have prelates close to your units. Another thing I would do after aging up is, of course, improving our economy tax there once again, so fertilization. Down here with the lumber camp, we have the lumber preservation, and for our mining, we have the acid distillation, 15% gathering rate increase there once again. For the mining camp, it counts for both stone and gold. While we wait for the next construction, another nice thing to point out here is that every civic kind of like specializes on a certain unit type. The Holy Roman Empire is definitely very strong for infantry. The English, for example, is very good for archers. Or, as we can see here, the Holy Roman Empire has most of the special techniques for the barracks. So everything that is infantry regarded has special upgrades. It has no special upgrades for the archery range and the stables. In the Castle Age, we've also built a couple of ships now. For example, we have the Incendiary ship over here. This one is exploding upon impact, so it's killed as well, but it's doing a lot of damage and setting fire to nearby ships and structures. We have the galley over here. That is a ship that has a crew of archers on board. It is very maneuverable and it shoots arrows. It's not very strong against very high armor ships out there, but it's still pretty fast, agile, and it's doing decent damage. Its counterpart in the Castle Age is the Hulk ship. So this one, as we can see, has broadside cannons and it's very strong. It's doing a lot of damage, but it's not so fast and agile. Now with that, before we really age up, let's also have a look at the docks there, what we still have available now in the Castle Age. We have lots of upgrades for the docks. Extended lines increases the gathering rate of fishing ships by 20%. Additional sails increases the movement speed of all ships by 15%. We have the Navigator, increases the sight range of military ships by 2. We have the Armored Hull, increases the armor of all military ships. Extra Ballista adds a swivel ballista to attack ships, and we have the Fire Station, increases the repair rate of docks by plus 100%, and this is unique to the Holy Roman Empire. It is finally time to advance to the Imperial Age, the last age. We have two landmarks for the Holy Roman Empire once again. The Palace of Swabia acts as a town center, produces villages, 75% faster and 75% cheaper. Cost to build this is also reduced by 20%. We have the Elsbach Palace, acts as a keep with 50% health. All buildings within influence take 33% less damage. Let's go ahead and build us the Palace of Swabia as a town center. It's just a very beautiful looking building. But of course, as always, you need to decide with these landmarks what you want to focus your game on. Do you want to focus on conquest and being very good at military stuff? Then probably the keep would have been better. If you want to focus on building wonders and winning the game this way, you need a strong economy. A town center is probably the better choice. After a bit of time, we have also finished this one, and thus we are in the Imperial era now with the Palace of Swabia up there. A beautiful location it is indeed. By the way, I'm not going to chop down any trees here because I think it's just fitting to that. There are still two more buildings now that's new in the Imperial Age. The first one is the university that we're building up here. As we can see, also those roads are now appearing everywhere, the real streets. It's going to be very hard for me to, well, decide where to build houses because I always usually like to have it looking a bit more organized in the whole thing. There we have the university now with their tag. There's no special tag for the Holy Roman Empire here. It's the tags that the English already have as well. Elite Army Tactics increases the health of all melee infantry by 10% and their damage by 10%. The Chemistry gunpowder units deal 20% damage. Incendiary arrows ranged units do 20% more damage to buildings. Fort Architects, health of all buildings is increased by 30%. Biology increases the health of all cavalry by 20%. And Geometry, the trebuchets and drums have 30% more damage. So this is basically just mandatory technique that you want to have at the end of the game if it's coming down to big battles. Imperial Age offers or introduces the last ship that we have, the most important and most powerful one, the Carrack. It's a heavy warship, it's slow, but it's doing a lot of damage, especially also to structures with its broadside cannons. So there we have them, all the military units of the Holy Roman Empire. We're starting with the infantry. We have, as we said already, the men-at-arms, one of the very most powerful units here, thanks to all of these special upgrades. Very heavy armor with the two-handed, also a lot of additional damage. It's my go-to unit for them. We have the elite horsemen over there, very good early on, but not really used that much, I think. We have the much stronger knight unit, still pretty tough and very high damage there. Pretty cool to look at. We have the special unit of the Holy Roman Empire, the Landsknecht, that we can already build in the Castle Age. And this unit here is really weak when it comes to armor, so it's dying really quickly, but it is doing AoE damage, so especially useful for surprise attacks, especially if you combine them with some rams they can build. Once they build them, you can protect them with that, get to the archer units and, well, embark there and just mass slaughter whole archer units. Pretty cool. Then we have the archer, no special unit here. The hand cannoneer, no special unit. The veteran spearman, the elite crossbowman, so fully utilized here, very good against armored units then. The scout unit, and for our sieges we have the mangonel, very useful against units. just that are being clumped together, like archers, for example, doing high damage there. Bombard, very useful against structures. The trebuchet, the best unit for structure destruction. Well, all of them, by the way, here need deployment, right? So they need to first deploy themselves. Then we got the Culverin and the Springald, both of them just some medium units there against other units fighting that, especially also against siege units. There we have the wonder completed, the Great Palace of Flensburg. So every civilization also has its own special wonder. Now, just for your information, you don't need to win a game with military forces. You can also protect yourself, boom your economy, and build your wonder. The first player that builds the wonder wins the game in 10 minutes if this wonder is not being destroyed. So that is a very valid option to also win a game. Which leads us to the very last building, the keep. The keep I actually forgot in the castle age. It's over here now. It has the normal technology that the other civilizations already have as well. That is the springald emplacement, adds a defensive springald emplacement to the structure. The cannon emplacement adds a cannon to it. Boiling oil, tower and keeps gain a boiling oil attack against nearby units that deal 30 damage. And then we get 2 more attacks that are special to the Holy Roman Empire. The slate and stone construction, all buildings gain +5 fire armor. And the reinforced defense increases the health of walls, towers and gates by 40%. There we have it. These are all the buildings the Holy Roman Empire has to offer with their attacks, with their units, and this is how a complete city would look like. Of course, on flatlands we could probably make this one a bit more beautiful, but it's good as it is. I hope you enjoyed this little sneak peek of all the buildings this civilization has to offer. Stay tuned.